Big Cal, and welcome to my world. Today, a recent video game pickups video. Now first off, you may notice there are two piles. This one here is video games, this one here is non-video games. I'm going to be splitting this episode up into two parts. The first, based on video games, and the second part, non-video games. There will be separate videos, but just mentioning I'm recording them both at the same time, hence the two piles. So let's get started with the video games. Firstly, a Mega Drive game, the cart only, Disney's Tailspin. Made an order over on Sex and was just looking for another item to add to the list. This was really cheap, Disney game, 16-bit, so I figured I would pick it up. I've only really played a bit of the first level so far just to record footage, and was basically a fun little platformer. Pretty sure there were some plane levels further on into the game, so looking forward to trying that out at some point in time. Next, a 3DS game, really good. I've already completed it, putting 26 hours of time into this game, and is Dragon Ball Fusions. A great RPG game set in the Dragon Ball universe with its own unique story, featuring characters from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, the movies, and Super. Not really too happy with some of the Super guys being in it because it does spoil a couple of things, as I have yet to see much of Super, as I'm watching the English dub, not the Japanese one, so that is a bit of a downside. But overall the game is great, love the combat system, the story is fun. Excellent game. Like I said, I've already completed it. It took me 26 hours and it took me less than a week to do because it was that much fun. Next is a game I've had to technically buy twice. I did order it from the Sex order, and it came, the case and the manual were right, the disc inside was wrong, and it's Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. The first time I bought it, when I got it through the post, did it online, opened it up, Force Unleashed 1 disc was in. So I was in Doncaster yesterday and saw it in the shop, picked it up, and yeah. It's mainly to add to my Star Wars collection. I did play it when it came out and I wasn't too fussed about it because it was a big disappointment from the first game, but I wanted to add it to the collection and it was cheap. I did record game footage of it for this video, but for some reason the game footage was recorded in half speed. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it didn't work out properly when I tried to speed it up to normal speed. The audio just sounded really bad, so I'm not sure what happened there. So no footage for the game, but yeah, still Star Wars, kind of fun, even if it's not the greatest game. Next was a game that was on my one of my recent videos in top 10 games top 10 of my most wanted games currently. And it is The Godfather, the Dawn Edition for the PlayStation 3. Saw it cheap, it was cheaper than I'd seen it previous, so decided to pick it up, and yeah. It's The Godfather, excellent game, but it's on the PS3 with more content. Can't really go wrong with that. Next, an original Xbox game, one I've been sort of looking at for a while. Someone mentioned it a couple of weeks back to me. I thought I'd pick it up because it's cheap, and that is The Thing, based on the film, or at least the remake of the film. I haven't seen either, but it looks like a cool game, sort of, an action shooter game. Loads like it during this generation of consoles, and it's one that's said to be quite fun, and I do seem to remember my friend playing it back in the day, so yeah, can't be too bad. A GameCube game now, picked this one up nice and dirt cheap. It's Star Wars Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron 3. Looks really good. I was expecting it to be nothing but flying around in an X-Wing in space and shooting, but there were also sort of platforming action style levels as well. I've only done the tutorial so far, but can't wait to really get into the game and start playing it. A big purchase I made this month was the Game Boy player for the Nintendo GameCube. Obviously this isn't the player, this is just the case with the disc that is needed in order to get it working. The actual attachment is currently screwed onto the bottom of my GameCube. I didn't feel like bringing the entire GameCube down just to show it off or unscrewing it. So just that. Finally got it, picked it up for a good price online, and now can play Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance games through my TV, and more importantly, record the game footage. This next game, someone that I know is going to be extremely pissed at me because I always say that Final Fantasy games just don't interest me. I've tried the original 2D ones, couldn't get into those. The 3D ones just don't appeal to me whatsoever. But this series of games does. Now, the first one was on the Wii, exclusive on the Wii for a while. It's now on the 3DS, but it costs a fortune to get unless you buy it digitally. The sequel, though, on the Wii U is Xenoblade Chronicles X. And this one was down to £20, and I thought, based on what the first one ended up going for, it now goes for well over £40, which is more than what it cost when it originally came out brand new, and this is pre-owned. I figured for £20, I'll pick this one up brand new now. I haven't played it yet. All I've done so far is basically watch the story at the beginning, and then it got to the character creation section, and I thought I'll best leave it there for now because I know this is a game that once I start playing is just going to take over my entire life. So yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. Another Wii U game, this one was utterly dirt cheap, cost me £3 odd online, and is Star Fox Guard. This game was only released on disc form in the special edition version, the deluxe version or whatever, of Star Fox Zero. Sadly, that game's kind of shit. Not many people like it, and as such, not many people own the disc version. So it, aside from that, is now just digital only. So you normally just have to buy it on the Wii U or get a little card and type in the code, which is essentially what this is. Inside is literally just the code for it, which I've redeemed. However, it's nice to actually have a case for it. So when I saw this for as cheap as it was and it comes in the case, I thought, yeah, I'll add that to my collection. It's essentially a tower defense game. You've got multiple cameras. You look at your screen and see which one has enemies coming. You press on the camera on the gamepad and it'll bring up just that one in the middle of the screen, and then you can start firing at enemies, and it seems really fun doing the tutorial mission. So for £3 odd for essentially a digital game, I'm fine with that, and it comes in the case. It can go on the shelf. And I have just realised that what I thought was the last game here is actually a DVD. So those are my recent video game pickups. I also bought some digital games on the PlayStation 3, The Legend of Heroes, Trails in Cold Steel 1 and 2. I love The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky on the PSP, and then the third one's coming out soon on the PC. So I figured I'd buy these. To buy them physically, you're looking at £30 odd each. I got them both together in a sale on the PS3 for £18 something. So, bargain. Those are all the games that I bought this month. So I'm bigcal, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the very next video right after this where I go through my non-gaming pickups.